Have you ever wondered what makes people around the world happy? Is it the weather, their high-paying jobs, the food, the company of loved ones, or is there something deeper at play? Well, today let's understand the World Happiness Report at deeper levels and what makes a country or its people happier than the other. So what exactly is the World Happiness Report? The World Happiness Report is a survey-based report that looks at factors like per capita income, social connection, trust in society, and quality of life indicators to determine a country's happiness ranking. The survey is voluntary and asks the respondents to rate their happiness level on a ladder from 0 to 10, with 10 being the best possible life. But not everyone is convinced of the WHR's accuracy. India, for example, ranked 126 out of 137 countries in the latest report, while Ukraine and Russia saw their rankings improve despite being in the midst of a devastating war. This year's report, that is the WHR 2023, has caused some disbelief and dismissive noises from Indian policymakers and outright derision on social media. While Finland and Denmark retain their number 1 and number 2 positions, and nobody is arguing about that, India sits at 126 out of 137 nations, which is not much of an improvement from 136 out of 146 in 2022. How is the world happiness level measured? As we delve deeper into the World Happiness Report, we find that there are various factors that contribute to a country's happiness levels. Per capita income is certainly a factor, but it's not the only one. Soft variables such as positive social connections, trust in society, freedom to make life choices, generosity, freedom from corruption, and quality of life indicators like healthy life expectancy also play a significant role in determining a country's overall happiness levels. The key tool of the survey is called the Cantril ladder. It asks the recipients to imagine a ladder with steps numbered from 0 at the bottom to 10 at the top. The top of the ladder represents the best possible life for the individual. The survey then asks respondents to indicate on which step of the ladder they currently feel that they stand. This ladder has subsections that allow for a more detailed understanding of how people feel about their lives. The WHR has been released every year since 2013. While the Bhutanis are part of the policy framework, the heavy lifting on design and analysis is done by independent academicians, largely economists and social scientists from Canada in the year 2023. The WHR is also backed up by Gallup data and released by the Sustainable Development Solutions Network, a UN non-profit with support from multiple organizations. Now let's take a look at the World Happiness Index of various countries. India's subcontinental neighbors. Nepal is at 78 and Pakistan at 108. Sri Lanka at 112, Bangladesh is at 118. Are all ranked higher. Pakistan's political temperature heated up only after the survey was completed. But Sri Lanka has also been through a combination of bankruptcy and near civil war. Even more intriguing is that both Russia and Ukraine saw their ranking improve from 2022. Ukraine rose from 98 to 92, while Russia rose from 80 to 70. That's despite being embroiled in a full-scale war that's caused loss of life and wholesale destruction in Ukraine and prompted the young Russians to flee the country to avoid conscription. WHR 2023 includes an extensive explanation of why Ukraine's and Russia's rankings improved and delves into data from 2012 and 2022 to create a robust baseline. One possible reason it offers is that the approval of the government rose sharply in 2022 in both Ukraine and Russia, but by much more in Ukraine than in Russia. Another reason is that during 2022, benevolence grew sharply in Ukraine. Despite the magnitude of suffering and damage in Ukraine, life evaluations in September 2022 remained higher, supported by a much stronger sense of common purpose, benevolence, and trust in Ukrainian leadership. The report also says negative emotions were more frequent in Ukraine. The largest increases were for worry, which was experienced by more than 50% of Ukrainians in the year 2022. To sum it up, the World Happiness Report may not be a perfect measure of countries' happiness, but it provides valuable insights into the factors that contribute to well-being. By highlighting the importance of social connections and trust in society, so let's put aside our skepticism and embrace the pursuit of happiness.